Namaste everyone. Thank you for joining in yet another video on this channel. And today's video is about discussing a topic which is very, very close to us, and that is our anger. Okay. And according to Vedic astrology principles or fundamentals, anger is always related to the moon. Okay. We'll always relate, we always think that anger is related to the Mars, to the planet Mars. But then what we have to remember is anger is an emotion. Okay. It comes forth when the mind is deeply agitated and troubled, and the mind is indicated by the moon. Okay. So if you look at scientific studies and everything, you'll see that anger always arises due to a bad liver and gallbladder. More importantly, if your gut region is afflicted, then anger is going to come to you very easily. Okay. So in order to manage your anger, you have to understand the connection between the body and the mind. Okay. And remember, in Vedic astrology, the moon is the ruler of the mind. And if your moon is afflicted, it can make you very, very sensitive. Okay. And in the present day and age, majority of the population's moon is somehow afflicted. And you know, it's very common for a planet to get afflicted. Now, such affliction can be recovered if there is an auspicious drishti or an auspicious placement or aspect or even conjunction. Okay, but then we if we speak about anger in particular, when the moon is very, very close to malefic planets like Mars, Rahu, Ketu, or even Sun, okay, there can be mental stress. But if the moon is placed with a negative, with a weak Mars or a weak Sun, or maybe a weak Shani, then the anger can be very, very high. Okay. But then the way you express anger is going to be very, very different. And that is totally dependent on Mars. Okay. Say, you know, in the beginning of this video, I said that anger is ruled by the moon, but the way of expressing anger is ruled by Mars. Okay. Say a person with Mars in Cancer can express the anger in a very intense mode. Why? Because Mars is debilitated there, right? But that won't be the case of a person with Mars in Capricorn, right? So Mars is the planet for passion. Mars is the planet for aggression. And in Cancer, Mars becomes weak, and in Capricorn, Mars becomes exalted. So people who have Mars in Cancer can have a really violent expression of anger unless and until the moon is well placed, because the moon rules Cancer. And people having Mars in Capricorn, if Saturn is well placed, it can give a very dignified anger. Okay. So if I have to classify anger according to the moon signs, okay, say if you're an Aries moon, then you'll be very, very sensitive, and it will be very easy to make you angry. Okay, remember, Aries is a fire sign, and naturally you are going to be very sensitive. So you just need a little spark to get angry. But in my personal experience, I've seen that Aries people cannot hold on to their anger. Their anger is for a very short term. Okay. If you have the moon in Taurus, remember the moon becomes exalted in Taurus. So you'll be very, very grounded. Okay. And you will not like to get into violent anger for maintaining your calm and composure. Okay. But then if Taurus moon people get angry, then it becomes difficult to control them as well. Okay. If your moon is in Gemini, right? These people, they can get angry multiple times, because Gemini is a sign for multitasking. Okay. And Gemini also indicates communication. So if Mercury is afflicted, then these people may talk a lot when they get angry. Okay. If your moon is in Cancer, usually these people are very, very mild, but then if they get angry, they will try to recollect all your past deeds or misdeeds and bring them into the argument, into the fight. If the moon is in Leo, remember Leo is represents a lion. So these people, they stay calm for most of the day, and even if they are angry, they'll not express it, but they will wait for the perfect opportunity to attack your enemies. Okay. If your moon is in Virgo, then these people usually we don't associate Virgo with violence, but if their moon is in Virgo, and if they get angry for a very solid reason, they will not hesitate to do physical violence if they feel violated or if they feel misunderstood. Okay. If the moon is in Libra, All right. So Libra, I remember it is the sign for the balance in relationships. Okay. So these people, they try to hide their anger, but you know, at the end of the day, if they don't express, remember, if anger is not expressed, it is going to cause you physical trauma. Okay. A lot of diseases happen in the body if you store your anger up. Okay. So it's important that you don't store your anger and you express it. You don't have to necessarily be violent, but you must express whatever you feel, whatever you think. Right. If the moon is in Scorpio, remember the moon gets debilitated in Scorpio. Okay, so anger management is very, very challenging for these people. And if they get triggered, then they will hold on to that grudge for life. Okay, and remember, Scorpios are very, very revenge minded, right? So it's important that you forgive and forget and move on. Okay, if you have the moon in Scorpio. If the moon is in Sagittarius, okay, so these people are not basically very angry, but they can be very blunt when they get irritated. Okay. And remember, Sagittarius is the sign of it rules the natural ninth house. It is the sign of higher visions. So these people, they cannot tolerate small speech. They will always look for the higher things in life. Okay. Capricorn, this is an earth sign ruled by the dreaded Saturn. So these people, they might not get angry, but even if they get angry, they will try to be patient. Okay. And the Capricornians, they face the same problem as Librans. They cannot express their anger. And that non-expressiveness can cause diseases in the body in the long run. Okay. And Aquarius people, they are pretty jovial. They don't really like to get angry. But of course, if they are triggered, then they can cause physical violence because Aquarius is partly ruled by Rahu. Okay. Finally, Pisces. So Pisces, they are very emotional people. Okay. They will generally, I've seen Pisces people cry a lot when they get angry. Okay. And usually these people, they go into the shell, into their protective shell if they get angry. They will cry with their pillow on their, by putting in their head on a pillow. And it's good if they let out their emotions. So if you are Pisces and you are actually crying, then it indicates that you are on the right track. Okay. So anyways, this is how the moon rules your anger. The moon determines your anger. And remember, anger is always ruled by the moon and not Mars, as people say. Mars always rules how you express or how you emote your anger. Okay. So thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, like the content if you find it useful, and share this video with your friends and family if you think they are going to benefit from it. As always, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon in yet another video. Namaste. Om Gurave Namaha.